everybody, TJ.
It's Pete, what's happening?
We're two educated guys trying to figure this shit out. And who we got today?
Plays well with others.
They plays well with fucking others, man. If you haven't checked out their shit, check it out, man. But you know, one of the things we brought them here today because we want to talk about a fucking topic that we want all of our fans to know, all of our educated people. Stepping out of your comfort zone, right? We all had experience with stepping out of your comfort zone. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about things that we've done to step out of a comfort zone with this cool-ass band, right? Because to make a band is a real serious thing, man. So how did you step out your comfort zone, or how did you make this band happen?
After we put out the single, Icarus, which is available for download, I put that out with a project studio band.
Okay.
Which isn't a band, you know, it's just a bunch of musicians coming together and recording a record, and the record reached 500,000 views worldwide, and we're really proud of that.
Dope.
But I spent the last 2 years just searching for people with the same vision as me, same amount of heart, drive, work ethic, intent behind artistry. Like if you're not pushing the envelope in music and trying to do more than all the virtuosos that came before you, then you really got no business in this.
Yeah.
And I just was hunting for people that thought that way or think that way about music. And slowly but surely, I just kept running into these guys throughout the city, and we all think the same way about music, and that's what really held our bond together.
Word.
As far as stepping out of my comfort zone, I feel like life's like that in general.
Yeah, true.
Like everything in life's about stepping out.
Everything. Life is not comfortable.
Yeah, it's all about stepping out of your comfort zone. When you got a problem, your problems.
You gotta step on out.
Identify your solutions.
True.
So it's like you see those solutions and you just go for them, no matter what it is. Like life's hard, but you'll deal with it.
Right.
Yeah, you'll deal with it. That's real, man.
Yeah.
You have to deal with it.
I think like stepping out of the comfort zone is like a sign of like growth. Like there's no growth that can really be had if you stay in your comfort zone and you keep doing like the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
So like at some point you have to say, all right, I'm going to decide to change something. I'm going to decide to do something that could make me progress even further. So like did you guys ever hit a point where you were like maybe musically or just in life in general where it was like, hey, I need to do something a little different to kind of change what I'm doing?
No, I was just gonna say, like, even for me, like moving like 6,000 miles away from my city to come here.
From your city, where?
Hold up, tell them where you from.
I'm from Brazil.
Fucking Brazil.
I'm from Rio.
That's the ocean over. Like that's a comfort zone like a motherfucker. If you ain't stepping out your comfort zone and going to a goddamn it. Yo, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, yeah. So like.
That's a comfort zone.
After I finished like high school, I was like, what the fuck do I do now? Like, I knew I like money, I knew I like animals, and I knew I like music. So like, I started doing business. I changed it to like biology, and then like ended up in music. And music in Brazil, like the scene wasn't even for me. So it's like I gotta apply like internationally. So I tried like a bunch of schools here, and I got accepted at a musicians institute. So like I came here like definitely out of my comfort zone. I could be like staying at my mama's place, and, like having everything done, not have to pay for a single thing, and
Home cooked
like
meals, bro. Oh my god.
Suddenly like I'm here, have to hustle, have 2 jobs, like do all sorts of shit. So just so like I could feel like that I was getting the right knowledge, because like music over there was like more classical, and I wanted more like contemporary training, and I felt like I got that, and like that's how I met these people. So it was definitely good for me to step out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, and it's my story is almost like same difference as his, but I'm from a small town in Oregon where like you drive 5 minutes in any direction and like you might meet Sasquatch or a cow.
Animals.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, I remember like I played trombone and tuba throughout high school. Like I was like king of the marching band nerds from where I was from, and I did sports as well. And I also had like scholarships to schools for like trombone and tuba because like not a lot of people play those instruments, and I was doing fairly well at the time, at least in high school, because that's all I was focusing on, especially my junior and senior year.
Yeah.
And then I remember both my parents are musicians, and so I applied at like North Texas, U of O, OSU.
Go Mean Green.
Right. Great school. And I remember my dad's also a trombone player, and he's like, yeah, these are all great schools. Yeah, this is awesome. My mom majored in clarinet, though mine in oboe over at Eastman, though, and she's very, very classical. and she heard of MI, and she's like, hey, let's do this. Let's go down to Hollywood as a family vacation, but let's check out this school, this guitar school, because guitar was always that thing, like I never had an outlet for it, but I never had to necessarily practice so much.
Yeah.
Right.
Trombone, I had to practice every day till my lips were bleeding, or else I would suck the next day.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like,
Damn, it was passed down from your dad, so it had to be like super
oh, but I
serious.
mean, like
So-
trombone. I'm telling you, like I'd pick guitar over trombone any day, because it's like just pulling imaginary notes out of a spectrum. Guitar's like, oh, that note. Oh, that note. Trombone's like, I'm gonna guess it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
gotta have
basically
a
you just
certain
gotta tighten
distance.
your ass and just squeeze and just. And that's how you. I'm not joking. That's how you
Try not to
hit
shit
high
yourself.
notes. That's
I
how
don't
you.
even know how to do it, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey,
no
Keith,
homo
this-
or what? You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, if you're a brass player out there and you're kind of having frustrations playing higher notes, just think this: quarter, nickel, penny. What is that, you may ask? Imagine those coins are in between your ass cheeks and you're holding them there. If you can do that, you'll sound like Maynard fucking Ferguson.
Oh, wow. I played trombone too. Y'all didn't know, man, back in the day in middle school.
Hey, trombone shorty
didn't-
taught me that.
Oh, where? Oh, what? Shit,
I heard that from a trombone shorty player.
I didn't never know to squeeze my ass.
You
but
got
I
change in
probably
your ass
would've-
too?
I don't keep it there anymore. I've surpassed that.
So that means
That's like the
you
training
piggy
wheels.
bank.
Those are
Put it in
training
piggy
wheels,
bank.
bro.
Save it for a rainy day.
Yeah. No, I say that shit for the bus.
This is
Right
somebody walking around with ass pennies.
Yeah.
Ass
Shit,
pennies.
this shouldn't be an everyday thing.
So if you on the bus and you hear some niggas fall in between somebody's pants and it might be me, I've been practicing like a motherfucker.
Yeah. This man can probably play that.
Like,
Shit.
just playing some shit. Hey, that's the secret, man.
Yeah,
Shit,
yeah.
man. So
That
glad.
shit's fucking
Shit, what were we
lit.
talking about? We just started talking about quarter nickel penny. My mind's just like
Comfort zone.
Oh,
Ah,
comfort zone,
comfort
yeah.
zones. Comfort zones. Anyway, yeah. So when I came down to LA, me and my dad were skeptical because we're looking at the curriculum. We're like Metallica 101, Shred 101. I'm like, that sounds dope, but this means nothing to me on paper. Like any other degree you go or school you go to, you're like, I want to get a degree after this.
Yeah.
Funny enough, though, even though I still go to MI, I'm in their bachelor's program right now.
Oh, good job, man.
Yeah,
Bachelor's is
thank
a
you,
wonderful
yeah.
world. Getting your
But-
bachelor's is a wonderful world.
It is, but here's the kicker about MI. That bachelor's from that school kind of don't mean shit.
Okay.
Oh, it's not accredited.
Well,
Yeah.
It's not accredited.
It's not accredited, so I
Oh.
can't go to North Texas or anything like that. But the beautiful thing about
Oh, I didn't know
MI,
that.
yeah,
I'm getting my bachelor there too. Fuck.
I know, yeah. Here's the
The
thing,
moment
though.
you realize he got hurt, the moment.
College kids
I
make
want my
me
money
sick.
back.
Here, I got you,
came
I
over
got
from
you.
Brazil.
For these kids freaking out right now, here's the good news. They'll tell you your degree doesn't mean shit, but they will give you the option to test into their program. So basically, they'll say like, okay, you have a bachelor's degree, prove it. That's the good news,
And
but you can't
play your
just
ass off.
walk in and be like, howdy do, here's my fucking paper. They're
But
gonna
you
be
know
like,
what?
oh,
In the
prove it.
corporate world, though, wherever you go, bro, they really don't care about credit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's basically
They
how
really
it is too. Like if you work in
They
a
really
corporate,
don't.
like I mean, you can have all this shit that
Yeah.
you say on your resume, but then you get a lot of times people that really don't know how to do shit.
Exactly.
They don't know how to do
Degree.
shit. At the end of the
How the
day,
fuck did you
yeah,
get this
exactly.
job?
And
Yeah.
when we see it, like we work corporate, so we see it like, yo, like they got this degree, but they're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, the grind. So it's like it's on a piece of paper that's transferred. They're not gonna say, is this accredited or not accredited?
Yeah.
If
yeah.
a motherfucker's good, a motherfucker's good.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
The
saying?
beautiful
Simple.
thing about this school, though,
That
this
way
gets
it might
back
be
to it.
better.
Well, yeah, this is what gets back to. Hang on, go back to it. If you know that in mind that your degree doesn't mean shit from the school, essentially, then you have to think, what am I getting out of the school?
Yeah.
And for at least what I've experienced, I get rehearsal rooms out of it,
Okay.
recording time, and what was the third one?
Network.
Learning
Networking.
Networking.
Thank you, thank God, because that's how I met these sons of bitches.
Right.
Felipe with the
See,
killer.
there you go, man.
Yeah.
So it's even the
Word.
accreditation.
And you get to be in LA.
So sorry, I don't mean
Yeah.
to correct, but the accreditation doesn't mean that it's not valid because you're still gonna get that experience no matter what.
Yeah.
Like,
So they
especially in
acknowledge
the
that.
entertainment
Yeah,
industry.
it's
like,
actually, right? It's all
like
about
if you're a
who you
good
know.
actor, a good musician, like no one's gonna be like, oh, you have this piece of paper, okay.
Yeah,
now
no, who
hire.
cares?
It's
Yeah.
like,
There's a
they're
lot of
really-
people got that piece of paper.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even jobs today, this is more corporate knowledge. They just ask you, if anything, to see the degree, if anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if you got the piece of paper off the bat, they're gonna say, well, you know, you're non-accredited, so we can't get you this job. I have never heard that. All they care about is a GPA. If they don't even give a fuck about GPA, but if they did,
Depending on where you
depending
are,
on where
like,
you are,
you know.
like any job I've applied to, they never asked for my GPA.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, you know, GPA don't really mean. I mean, GPA don't really mean that. That just can mean that you you're good at studying or good at.
I was about to say that's about that tells me you're good
Education.
at reciting shit that you just read.
Yeah.
Education to educated thoughts point of view. Check this out. We gotta look at it in more in depth. Like, what is learning or retention, right? The thing about the American school system is you just have to retain a certain piece of knowledge and then be able to regurgitate whenever a test happens. Yeah. So that could be something that could be messed with your genes. You can have gene history of not having.
Yo, you smoke a lot of weed, and
you know what I'm saying?
Every fucking thing you do.
Yeah, you do, man. It gotta be the right weed, though, right? Like, there's either sativa or the indica, but that's a whole nother.
Yeah, we digress.
Yeah, but you know, the thing about that too is like, so remember that, man. Like, at the end of the day, to pass any test, it's about how much time you're willing to put into something to study and retain it for this test that's going to come up. That's all education is, man. That's what I learned personally. So GPA doesn't necessarily dictate that. When it comes to education, I'm like, all right, let me get a little serious about that, because, man, when you pay Sally Mae and you pay money, you get crunk about some motherfucking
well, and especially education. Now when it's like, you know, people are starting their own businesses, you kind of have all the tools now to really do whatever you kind of need to do, and, you know, be able to have some. I mean, of course, there's some things you can't just hop out and just do. Like, you can't just operate on a motherfucker. If, like, you know, if you know how to operate, you still need a degree for that. But as far as, like, you know, like businesses, you know,
business
stuff like that, like, you can kind of just like start it.
You can start it
and just have something proven, and I think that holds a little bit more weight, especially in a world where it's like, oh, everybody's getting this degree, and everybody, you know, has the same degree, but not the same skill set.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, it's not the same skill set, and what makes you different, because everybody's taught right now to get a degree. So then you get your degree, so it makes you different. Obviously, what makes a lot of people different is how you network. Are you an extrovert? Are you a person that could talk to different people to get to where you need to go? Now, that's going to be the drop-off for 50% of people, because people be musicians, but they don't network.
Yeah.
See, the goal is you have to get there, and you got to say, yo.
Or they might not be good.
Yeah, it might not be good, you know? So then that means you got to be good, and you got to network. So that means that when you get there, you got to say, okay, we got to network, and we can't be afraid to not talk to anybody. And then you kind of see that when that happens so much, because at this point, it's a numbers game, right? It's a numbers game. Anything you do is a numbers game. You get to the point where you're like, oh, shit, that one person's real serious, and he's not bullshitting. But the goal is, how long can you hold on until you find that escape that right person, right? Because it's going to keep going and going, because especially in California, as you know, there's a lot of bullshit people. They'll say they got this, and this. So then you think you're on your way, and they don't got shit. Or, go ahead.
Everyone's famous, man.
Everybody here is famous. Oh, my God. Every lady here, they act like they're actresses already by just saying
Instagram models.
Instagram models. I still don't know how to fuck Well, actually, we do know how to get our money.
And we got a video.
We got a video. Let's just say, shit it on.
Yeah.
Well, word. But yeah, man, that was breaking out of your comfort zone with Plays Well Others.
Yeah, man.
Leave them alone,
with some reactions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like our stuff, like their stuff, man. Check out Icarus, definitely dope song. And,
Definitely dope.
We'll catch you on the next one.
All right, man.
Peace.
2 Educated Guyz. Peace like our shit.
Everyone.